about to go down.
It's lovely pass, and here he turns cleverly. Can he find a finish? Oh, he can!
Skilled by Joshua, and a return right hand. Good counter right. Bullen is hurt. Second right hand. That clipped him as well. Now he goes in for the kill.
Well, Ricciardo is inching into the lead, and Ricciardo that win the Italian Grand Prix!
Iguodala running the floor.
Still leading the way with Canada in there too, with the Netherlands.
Musa makes it 4 goals in 2 World Cup matches.
The Monaco Grand Prix. Ricciardo triumphant in Monza.
Through Bowden, Barrett, and an early touch and an excellent.
Sports Orbit. We make the world go round.
Hello out there, our esteemed viewers. You're welcome to Sports Orbit, the last for the episode. My name is Ifeanyi, your host, and today I promise you to give you an exciting and wonderful package on this episode of Sports Orbit. My regular presenter is not on the show with me, unavoidably absent, but that notwithstanding, like we say, the show must go on. And in the next 30 plus minutes, I'll be giving you the best coming from the world of sports. But first of all, we'll begin with the news coming from the Under-20 Women World Cup qualifiers slated to hold later this year. The draws were actually held yesterday, and the Falconets of Nigeria, talking about the Under-20 national team of Nigeria, the Falcons will be having drawn up against France, Canada, and South Korea at this year's Women Under-20 World Cup, which will hold in Costa Rica in August. Actually, the draw was held yesterday at the Teatro Nacional de Costa Rica in San Jose. The competition will run from 10th to 28 August in the cities of Alajuela and San Jose. The 16 qualified teams were seeded based on their performances in the 5 previous World Cups. So now the Falconers of Nigeria have been drawn against France, Canada, and South Korea. Recall that the best performance of the Super Falconets came in 2010 and 2014, where they finished as runners-up. Also at the 2014 tournament, Asisat Ashoala, who before then was yet to break into the Falcons proper, she ended that competition as the top scorer, where she actually scored 7 goals and also won the most valuable player award in that competition. And we hope that this time around, as the competition begins in Costa Rica in August, we hope that the Super Falconers will go a step further this time, hopefully win the competition. Having been runners-up twice, we only hope and wish that the Super Falconers this time around will take it a step further and hopefully bring the tournament home this time around. Away from that now to the Super Eagles, where former Super Eagles defender, talking about Ifeanyi Udeze, has given his reasons why he wants a foreign coach for the Super Eagles. Recall that the trial of Austin Eguavon, supported by Emmanuel Amunike and also Joseph Yobo, who were formerly in the South, who were fired after Nigeria failed to qualify for the World Cup. Talking about Qatar, recall that Nigeria played against Ghana. The first leg ended in a 0-0, while Ghana qualified on away goals rule after the second leg ended 1-1. And after that performance, Coach Austin Eguavon alongside Emmanuel Mudke were relieved from their positions. But a lot of Nigerians have opinions have been divided. Actually, some have been saying we want a foreign coach. Some have said let's still keep up with our local coaches. But Ifeanyi Udeze, according to him, says he believes that the Super Eagles, being a big brand talking in world football, deserves to have a highly experienced coach. He said he would prefer a foreign coach to handle the Super Eagles, and currently the Nigerian Football Federation is yet to announce a new coach for the Eagles following the exit of former handler Austin Eguavon. Though the football body has since named assistant coaches for the Eagles, they are yet to appoint a new handler. And commenting on the delay in appointing a new coach, Udeze made it clear that he will not have a problem if a local coach is appointed, but his preferred choice remains a foreigner. He said, left to me, I prefer a foreign coach to handle the Super Eagles because of what just happened. We had a local coach, but we also saw what happened. He failed to qualify us for the World Cup. But if the NFF go ahead to appoint a local coach, no problem, because there is no time. The 2023 AFCON qualifiers is closed, but my preferred choice is a foreign coach. The Eagles will hope to bounce back from the disappointment of failing to qualify for the 2022 World Cup qualifier when the race for the 2023 AFCON kicks off. Recall that the Super Eagles are in the same qualifying group with Sierra Leone, Guinea-Bissau, Sao Tome and Principe, or Mauritius when they eventually play their final qualifying games. Well, opinions have been divided. Like I said, some have been for or against local coach. In fact, Minister of Sport Sunday Dare had come out to put his feet down and said that a local coach is needed in order to take the Eagles forward, because according to him, the choice of Jose Pesero, whom the NFF have been bent on appointing to succeed Austin Eguavon, according to Sunday Dare, he said he doesn't feel Pesero is better than Kenatro, who was relieved of his appointment by the NFF. And if at all there's going to be a foreign coach for the Eagles, it should be a world-class coach and not someone like Pesero, who his coaching credentials, if I want to agree with me, is not really fantastic, having coached in places like Venezuela, Al Ali, and a few other South American teams. But a lot of Nigerians feel that if a foreign coach must be the one to come for the Eagles, he has to be a coach who is tested, who knows who is tactically sound in order to get the best out of the Eagles. And we'll see how that pans out. The Nations Cup qualifiers for Cote d'Ivoire 2023 will begin next month, and up till this time, the NFF is yet to appoint a coach who will oversee that qualifying series. I think it will be in the interest of Nigerians and the NFF, and in fact, the sporting lovers all across Africa and Nigeria, especially, for the NFF to quickly get over the appointment of a new coach. So at least the coach will be able to settle down and map out his plan and tactics for of how he intends to prosecute the qualifying games for Cote d'Ivoire 2023. Anyway, away from that now to some local football, where some matches will be going down this weekend in the Nigerian Professional Football League, and beginning the fixtures for this weekend will be Abia Warriors, who will be at home to Remo Stars in that one. Well, there will be an Oriental derby also this weekend as Enugu Rangers play host to Heartland FC out there in Enugu. Also, this weekend will be a weekend of derbies, if you ask me, because Nasarawa United will also be hosting neighbors Plateau United in a match that will be will actually be a cracker. Recall that Plateau United failed to grab all 3 points in their last outing, and that actually prevented them from closing the gap on Rivers United, who also will be at home to MFM. Rivers United also failed to extend their lead to 7 points after Plateau United fell by the wayside, but Rivers United also could not secure an outright victory in their last outing, and they had to go back to Port Harcourt with 0 points, and that has kept the the point at the table just to 4 points. But as it stands, Rivers United are still on top of the NPFL table, while Plateau United are still firmly rooted at the second position, while Remo Stars are third on the NPFL log as it stands. Well, in Ibadan, Shooting Stars of Ibadan, talking about the Oluyole Warriors, will be at home to Niger Tornadoes FC, while Wiki Tourists of Bauchi will host Dakada FC in that one. In the other match, champions Aqua United will be at home to former champions Eimba United, while former champions also Kano Pillars, who have not been doing too well. Recall that after that incident with Katsina United in their last 2 weeks ago in their NPFL encounter, where the crowd had to invade the pitch up to the point of burning the boss of Katsina United. The LMC had to banish Kano Pillars to the MKO Abiola Stadium. So they should have been playing. This game should have been a home game for them, but unfortunately, they will be playing their home game at the MKO Abiola Stadium, and this will not actually go down in their favor because this will be like playing away from home as they host Kwara United in that one. Gombe United will also host Sunshine Stars out there in Bauchi, while Lobby Stars, tutored by Baba Ganaru, will be at home, that's in Makodi, at the Apiaku Stadium to welcoming Katsina United. Recall that Lobby Stars, since the appointment of Baba Ganaru, have been trying to find some consistency in the MPFL, but they have been blowing hot and cold at the same time. But this is hoping that they'll do better this time and secure all 3 points in order to escape relegation this season. So we're looking forward to all these interesting games. 2 matches come up tomorrow, while the rest of the games come up on Sunday. All these matches will be played at the same time. That's 4 p.m. Nigerian time. Okay, away from that now to the Europa League, actually, where Leon Balogun, that's a Nigerian defender. Leon Balogun is currently over the moon over the performance of Rangers, as Rangers have reached the final of the Europa League. Leon Balogun is actually in a buoyant mood after Rangers beat Bundesliga club RB Leipzig to secure a place in the final of the Europa League. Balogun and his teammates defeated Leipzig 3-1 on the night, securing their place in the final 3-2 on aggregate. James Tavernier and Glenn Kamara turned the tie on its head and put the Rangers in front on aggregate at the break. Christopher Nkunku then pulled back one for Leipzig in the 71st minute, but the man of the hour was John Lundstram, who tapped in from close range 10 minutes later to send Rangers to their first European final since 2008. Balogun was introduced in the second half with his international teammates Calvin Bassey and Joe Aribo, who also tasted action in that one. He said, "Right now, I'm not really able to tell you exactly what it means to me. It means a lot for the club after everything they've been through over the years." Balogun was quoted by the club site. Last year, we had a good European run, and we said at the start of the season, we wanted to do it again. It's just unbelievable. For me personally, it's something I'm really proud of. I still have to phantom it. Football can be crazy sometimes, Balogun said. He added that I've had difficult periods in my career. I didn't have a club for a certain period of time. Bounced back, made it to the Bundesliga after 4.5 years at Brighton. I didn't kick my own backside. Went to Wigan on loan, then to come here and win the league, and now to go to the Europa League final. He said, obviously, what happened at the start of the week, it makes it that more special. I'll let it sink in for a few days. I'm incredibly happy and proud for every Ranger because it's what we deserve as a club. Meanwhile, Rangers will face Eintracht Frankfurt at the Ramon Sanchez Pizjuan Stadium in Sevilla on May 18 after the Bundesliga outfit beat West Ham 3-1 on aggregate. Recall that Rangers of Scotland parade 3 Nigerian stars in that one, talking about Leon Balogun, Calvin Bassey, and Joe Aribo, who were all in action in that one. And from Sports Orbit, we say a big congratulations to this trio of Super Eagles players who will be hoping to at least win a European competition for Rangers. And winning the Europa League final will give them an automatic spot in next year's Champions League final. And what joy and to be interesting to see 3 Nigerians who have been the core of the Super Eagles players to actually play in the Champions League and, of course, lift the European Cup after this wonderful performance from Rangers. Anyway, at this point, we'll go on a short break, and when we come back, we'll still have other stories for you. Of course, Mikel Arteta is in the news. Former United boss Ole Gunnar Solskjaer is also in the news. We also have EPL fixtures for the weekend. Then we'll give you other results that took place in the Europa League and also in the European Conference League. That and so much more will give to you when we return from this break. Don't go nowhere.
For sponsorship and advert placements, please contact 080-3688-6158. Last Word Leadership Podcast Studio. You have the last word.
Sports Orbit. We make the world go round.
Of course, welcome back from that short break. You're still on to Sports Orbit. Before the break, I told you earlier that some other matches went down in both the Europa League and the Europa Conference League. In the other game that was played yesterday, it was West Ham who were up against Eintracht Frankfurt, but it was not to be as Frankfurt defeated West Ham 3-1 on aggregate in that one. So West Ham's bid to reach a European final actually fell flat, and West Ham will not be happy at this one. So as it stands, West Ham will have to ensure that they finish at least not below the 7th position in the EPL to have a taste of European football once again next season. The 7th position of the, if they finish able to finish 6th or 7th, they should be able to play. Sorry, 7th position will play in the Conference League, while 5th and 6th position are expected to play in the Europa League. Also, in the third tier European competition that's talking about the Europa Conference League, AS Roma were also in action yesterday against Leicester City. But this time around, FC Roma, coached by former United, Chelsea, Inter Milan, and Madrid boss Jose Mourinho, in charge of that one, actually has qualified Roma for the inaugural Europa Conference League. I'm sure Jose Mourinho should be over the moon with this one, and they will be up against Feyenoord of Holland. I was talking about Feyenoord Rotterdam. If Mourinho is able to at least win this trophy, it will make him, he would have won the Champions League, the Europa League, and the Conference League. Recall that the Conference League, this is the first edition, and I'm sure, knowing Jose Mourinho who he is, will be hoping that he at least writes his name in the history books as the first coach to win a first ever Europa Conference League. In the other match also that was played in the Europa League, of course, Feyenoord also qualified, and Roma will be meeting Feyenoord in the final of the Europa Conference League, the inaugural final, and this is expected to be an interesting one. Too bad, even though a lot of Nigerians were rooting for Leicester City to at least make it to the final, but it was not to be, because Leicester City actually parade 3 Nigerians, talking about Kelechi Iheanacho, Lukman, and also Wilfred Ndidi. But Wilfred Ndidi is currently sidelined by injury, so he was not in that game. And Brendan Rodgers actually came out to say after that match that the absence of Wilfred Ndidi in the last couple of months has really affected his team, because that usual defensive shield that Ndidi provides for the defenders is missing, and they haven't been able to keep things tight at the back. So Brendan Rodgers actually lamenting the miss of the absence of Wilfred Ndidi in his team so far. Well, we wish Jose Mourinho and his Roma side all the best of luck as he attempts to make history by being the first ever manager to win the inaugural Europa Conference League. Away from that now to the EPL, well, ex-Man United boss Ole Gunnar Solskjaer has said that he is not ready to return to football management yet. The Ole Gunnar Solskjaer, who was sacked by Man United, has resisted a return to the Premier League this season. Solskjaer was dismissed by United in November, and VG says the Norwegian has since fielded offers from across Europe to return to management. The clubs interested have remained unnamed, but one of the offers was from the Premier League, although the club has not been disclosed. But for the moment, Solskjaer does not have is not ready to come back and instead wants to wait until the summer before he takes on a new challenge. Solskjaer originally took charge of United in December 2018 on a 3-year deal, but he wasn't even allowed to finish his 3-year contract at United before the board felt they needed someone to do better. But since his exit from United, Ole Gunnar Solskjaer is yet to be attached to any club at this moment. And what he's hoping that, according to him, he hopes to return to management probably in the summer. But for now, he's still on a sabbatical and will wait for the right opportunity to ensure that he returns at the right time. Well, while one manager is not ready to return to football management yet, it's celebration time for another manager. Just talking about Mikel Arteta of Arsenal, as he has signed a new 3-year deal that will keep him at the Emirates until 2025. The 40-year-old took over at the Emirates Stadium in December 2019, following the dismissal of his fellow Spaniard Unai Emery. The Spaniard is close to taking the Gunners back into the Champions League after a 5-year absence, with the side currently fourth in the Premier League season as the season enters its final stages. In his words, he said, "I'm excited, grateful, and really, really happy today. When I spoke to Josh," that's talking about Josh Kroenke, son of owner Stan Kroenke, he could see the club at the same point, and he wanted to take the club the way I wanted to do it. So everything that he said and that Stan has said, when I've been together with both of them, they've always delivered. We want to take the club to the next level and to compete really with the top teams. In order to do that, we have to be playing in the Champions League. We have to be able to evolve the team, improve our players, improve all departments, generate even more connection with our fans, improve the atmosphere at the Emirates, be able to recruit top talent and the best people for this club to drive this project to that level." Well, congratulations to Mikel Arteta, although since he took over at Arsenal, Arsenal fans have been divided over his performance during his time at the club. Recall that since he took over, Arsenal have missed up qualifying for the Champions League on 2 different occasions, but this time around they have Tottenham to contend with to make that final top spot in the EPL. Well, we hope Arteta gets to deliver. I'm sure he must have been given a target. I'm sure the Arsenal board is also pleased with him, pleased with his performances so far since he took over the reins. That's why he's been offered a new 3-year contract that will keep him at the Emirates till 2025. Well, once again, we say congratulations to Mikel Arteta, and we hope that in his next 3 years, we hope he is able to at least bring some silverware to the Emirates. Although in his first season in charge, he was able to win the FA Cup and also the Community Shield at Arsenal. So that could count. I'm sure that also counted in his favor for gave him some solid points to enable him snag up this new contract at Arsenal. I went still on to the EPL, where we'll be looking at some EPL fixtures for the weekend. Recall that the EPL is gradually coming to a close, and some mouth-watering matches and counters will be going down during this weekend. Of course, pick of the park is a match between Liverpool and Tottenham. Liverpool, who have already booked a final ticket for the Europa Champions League, will be hoping to at least see if they can still keep themselves in contention for the EPL title as they come up against Tottenham. But first off, on Tomorrow will be Brentford, who will be at home to Southampton. The other game will be Burnley. Burnley will be hosting Aston Villa in that one, while Chelsea will host Wolves at Stamford Bridge. For Patrick Vieira's Crystal Palace, they will be welcoming Watford in that one in the other game, while Brighton will welcome Man United in that one. Call that Brighton have also been a stubborn team when they come up against one of the big top sides. Like I said earlier, the pick of the pack, clearly it will be Liverpool versus Tottenham Hotspurs. Well, a win for Liverpool will help them keep pressure on leaders Man City, while a defeat, Tottenham will do everything they can to ensure that they avoid defeating them, because a defeat in that match will not do well for their chances of making the top four this season. Well, Arsenal will be at home to Leeds United. Recall that Leeds United haven't sacked Marcelo Bielsa, appointed and John Marsh, who has not been too consistent, but well, Leeds United will hoping to cause an upset against the Gunners as they travel to the Emirates. In the other game, Leicester City will host Frank Lampard's Everton. Recall that Everton sprung up a surprise last weekend against Chelsea to at least have some hopes of surviving this term and remaining in the Premier League. For Norwich has already been relegated, but I'm sure they will be playing for pride this time as they welcome West Ham in that one. West Ham, who just lost the semi-final of the Europa League, will be hoping to at least see if they can qualify for book a spot for European football next season as they travel to Norwich. Then the last game, talking about that will come up at 4:30 p.m. on Sunday, will be Man City welcoming Newcastle United. Man City, we all know what happened to Man City 2 days ago in the Champions League, where just after Man City thought that they've booked a spot to a back-to-back final, but Real Madrid had other plans and it was not to be, as they were knocked out in the semi-final. I'm sure they'll still be licking their wounds as they welcome Newcastle to the Etihad on Sunday. And Man City haven't lost a chance to win the Champions League once again this season. Will do everything it takes to ensure that they defeat Newcastle, because a win against Newcastle will help them at least lay one hand on the EPL title, because Liverpool are breathing down on their necks with just 1 point just to separate the two sides, and at this point it will be too risky, too dangerous for Man City to let up any point slip up at this point in time. We'll be keeping an eye on all of these interesting matches, and hopefully on Monday we'll give you a complete review of all that will be going down. Don't forget that also in the NPFL, also tomorrow and on Sundays, some big games will be taking place in the NPFL. We'll also be watching that one. We'll see how it goes down in the NPFL. I'm talking about local league, and on Monday we'll give you a complete review of that and other interesting sporting events that will be going during this weekend. It's a weekend, and I mean, weekend is always usually awash with all kinds of sporting events, talking about football to basketball. Also in basketball, the NBA playoffs are currently on both in the Eastern Conference and in the Western Conference. We'll also be looking up to that one. On Monday, we'll give you some news coming from the NBA playoffs as well. Well, viewers, at this point, this is the much I can give you on today's episode of Sports Orbit, the last for the week. I hope that you stay safe out there. Have a lovely weekend. I remain your host, Afa Acho, and it's goodbye from here.
Thank you for watching. For sponsorship and advert placements, please contact 080-3688-6158. Last Word Leadership Podcast Studio. You have the last word.